Welcome back to High Stakes. Today, we will be discussing the following MLB matches that is happening on Wednesday, September 13, 2023. We will be providing our team, total and prop picks for the day. Before we get started, please remember to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our videos. If you want access to our premium picks, you can check out our Patreon page. You can find the link to our Patreon page in the description and comments section below. Arizona Diamondbacks vs New York Mets. Take Arizona money line. Arizona is currently 76-69 ahead of Tuesday's game and is 1.5 games up on the Miami Marlins for the final wild card spot. The Diamondbacks offense is slashing .253, .323, .417, which ranks 14th, 15th, and 15th in the majors, while on the road they are slashing .246, .317, .404. In the month of September, the Diamondbacks have slashed .247, .314, .405. Against the Mets this season, meanwhile, Arizona is slashing .202, .262, .341. The Diamondbacks are expected to start right-hander Zach Gallen, who's 15-7 with a 3.31 ERA, while in his last start, he went 9 scoreless innings against the Cubs, allowing just 3 hits. In his last 5 starts, Gallen is 3-2 with a 3.66 ERA, and on the road are 4-5 with a 4.32 ERA. As a pitching staff, Arizona has a team ERA of 4.54, which ranks 21st. New York entered this season with sky-high expectations, as the Mets would be led by Justin Verlander and Max Scherzer, but both are no longer on the team as New York struggled. The Mets are set to start right-hander Kodai Senga, who's 10-7 with a 3.07 ERA, while in his last start, he went 6 innings, allowing 2 runs against the Twins. In his last 5 starts, the righty is 2-1 with a 2.48 ERA, and against the Diamondbacks this season, he's 1-0 with a 1.13 ERA, as he went 8 innings allowing 1 run, which was a homer. As a pitching staff, New York has a team ERA of 4.44, which ranks 19th. Take the under. New York entered this season with sky-high expectations, as the Mets would be led by Justin Verlander and Max Scherzer, but both are no longer on the team as New York struggled. The Mets are set to start right-hander Kodai Senga, who's 10-7 with a 3.07 ERA, while in his last start, he went 6 innings, allowing 2 runs against the Twins. In his last 5 starts, the righty is 2-1 with a 2.48 ERA, and against the Diamondbacks this season, he's 1-0 with a 1.13 ERA, as he went 8 innings allowing 1 run, which was a homer. As a pitching staff, New York has a team ERA of 4.44, which ranks 19th. The under in this Arizona vs New York game is also the way to go here, with 2 very good pitchers on the mound and the offenses being about league average. The Mets are 81-57-5 in hitting the under, which is the best in the MLB, while at home is 44-22-3, which is also the best in the majors. Arizona, meanwhile, is 77-61-7 in hitting the under, and in the 4 games these two teams have played, the games are averaging 8 runs per game. Meanwhile, in Senga's last 5 starts, he's allowing 1.8 runs over his last 5 starts, and Gallen is allowing 2.6, which is why I like the under. Oakland Athletics vs Houston Astros. Take Houston with the run line. The Astros had won 2 of 3 from the San Diego Padres before dropping the first game of their 3-game set with Oakland 4-0 on Monday. Houston's bats went cold, producing only 3 singles against the A's pitching staff, which currently ranks 29th in the majors in team ERA. Despite the loss and the shutout, Houston has won and scored 7 or more runs in 5 of their previous 7 contests. The Astros are now 2 games ahead of the slumping Texas Rangers in the AL West. Brown has struggled in his last 3 starts, compiling a 1-2 record with a 7.43 ERA and 1.73 WHIP. He lost his last start, which came against the San Diego Padres at home. He went 4.1 innings and allowed 6 earned runs on 6 hits and 2 walks. Brown has shown his effectiveness in 3 career starts against Oakland, all of which occurred during the 2023 season. In these matchups, he boasts a 1-0 record with a stellar 2.37 ERA and a WHIP, walks plus hits per inning pitched, below 1. Notably, earlier this year, the Astros managed to sweep the A's in a 3-game series at Minute Maid Park, where their pitching staff allowed a mere 3 runs in total to Oakland. Houston has also had a strong track record against Oakland, winning 4 of their last 6 games at home and 10 out of their last 14 overall. On the other hand, the A's find themselves near the bottom of the league in terms of team ERA, and their road performance in this regard is particularly lacking. In contrast, the Astros rank in the top 10 in several crucial offensive categories, including batting average, indicating they have the offensive firepower to exploit Oakland's struggling pitching staff. Furthermore, Oakland's road woes are evident, having lost 5 consecutive series on the road and being swept twice. In the 2023 season, they have won less than 30% of their road games, whereas the Astros have secured victory in over 50% of their games at Minute Maid Stadium. Houston also enters this game with momentum, having won 5 of their last 7 games. Considering these trends and statistical advantages, all signs point to a strong likelihood of a Houston victory at home on Wednesday. Take under 9 runs. All 3 of the games played between these two squads in Houston earlier this season went under the run total, and the first game of the current series went under as well. A sum of just 13 runs were scored throughout the 3-game set, and Oakland did not score more than 2 runs in any of the matchups. The Houston pitching staff limited the A's offense to a lean .200 batting average, with a .232 slugging percentage. Blackburn has been stingy on the road recently, generating a 2.25 ERA and a 10.69 strikeouts per 9 innings average over his last 3 starts. Houston ranks in the top 10 in the league in team ERA. Oakland ranks near the bottom of many key offensive categories, including dead last in average runs scored per game and slugging percentage, so the odds they score quickly in bunches versus the Houston pitching staff are low. Oakland has gone under the run total in 2 of their previous 3 games away from their home stadium. The stats support a lower scoring affair when these 2 teams meet in Houston on Wednesday. New York Yankees vs Boston Red Sox. Take the Red Sox. After totaling 19 runs in 2 games, the Red Sox lineup cooled off in the doubleheader yesterday, only totaling 3 runs. In the twin bill, Rafael Devers had a solo HR and 2 other players had an RBI. On the season, the lineup has been the strength of the team, ranking alleged 8th in baseball in runs scored but only 22nd in team ERA. Devers, .271 30 HR 94 RBI, leads the Sox in HR and is tied with Justin Turner for the team lead in RBI and has 3 RBI over the last 4 games. Turner, .283 23 HR 94 RBI, has no RBI over the last 3 games after having 5 of them in the previous 4 games. On the season, Boston is 37-37 at home. Tanner Houck, 4-9 5.28 ERA 1.34 whip, gets the nod for this game, and he was tagged for 5 runs on 8 hits in 5 1/3 innings in his last start in a bad 11-2 home loss to the Baltimore Orioles. He has given up 9 runs in 10 1/3 innings in his last 2 starts, after giving up 7 runs in his previous 4 starts. 2 of those outings were Houck's only 2 facing the Yankees, where he gave up 3 runs in 10 innings of work. The Yankees have won 3 in a row, while the Red Sox have lost their last 2 games and have dropped 6 of their last 7 games. Both teams did not have much offense in yesterday's doubleheader, especially the Red Sox, who only totaled 3 runs. I look for them to turn it around in this game and get some runs off Schmidt, who has given up 3 runs in each of his last 3 starts. Houck will also be okay, as he has given up 9 runs in his last 2 starts, but the 2 before that, both against the Yankees, he only gave up 3 runs. This game 3 will be a close one, but the Sox will get some clutch hitting and they will get the W, snapping the Yankees' 3-game win streak. Take the under 10 runs. The total went well under in both games of the doubleheader yesterday, and I am leaning towards that pick in this game. That is especially the case since the odds makers have a high total of 10 runs. Schmidt has given up 3 runs in each of his last 3 starts and will be decent but not great. The same goes for Houck, who gave up 9 runs in his last 2 starts, but only 3 in his previous 2 outings, which were both facing the Yankees. There will be several runs in this game, but not more than that, which is why the over is the pick.